What's up, guys? Welcome to the stream. Welcome. How's everyone doing? Let me actually send the link real quick into the chat, into the Discord. One second, guys. How's everyone doing? Francis, what's up? What's up, Francis? What's up? Yeah. 1 second, guys. Let me send this in the chat. All right. How's everyone doing? How's everyone doing? Alrighty, so I'm currently in a long right here. I'm in a long. So there's kind of a few different things that I can do with this. All right, there's a few different things. So I'm in this long right here. I am bullish, right? Right. I got in pretty much right here off this inversion, right? I'm in right there. I am bullish. You know, we do have equal highs up here. You guys see these equal highs? We do have equal highs. I think that's kind of like the main area, and you can see this. You know, you kind of see this shape, right? See this shape that we're kind of forming here. We're kind of bowling up. So what I'm thinking is overnight, I'm thinking we kind of go up and take out 21,562. Right? That's what I'm thinking. You know, so you know, if I go for that level, right, that's obviously, a little bit of a, it's like it's up there, right? It's up there, right? But this would kind of be like an overnight trade. Do I think I could do it? I think I could do it. Yeah. So for if I were to do that, I probably, so we do have equal high, or yeah, so we also do have equal highs right here, right? So if we could go up and hit that, right, I think that break even would be kind of early, I think that break even would be kind of early. I don't know, I could go to break even here at these equal highs, but then what price could do could just easily just tap this and then just do this, and then just kind of just do its thing, and then it finally gets up there. So like if I am trying to run it up to these equal highs up here, to yesterday's high, then I don't think I go break even there, right? Like I think I go break even at probably like this high, right? But then here's the thing, like if I do go for this, like let's say I do go for this high right here, I would simply just have my stop just like right there, and then I would just kind of go for that little scalp, right? Just like a little 0.7 scalp, right? So those are kind of my two options right there. Let's see. Yeah. So those are kind of my two options. So it's like, do I want to try to go for this overnight run? Do I want to do that? Or do I want to take the little quick scalp? Right? We know that delivery is bad, right? So overnight, I mean, it could be a little bit better overnight. We'll see, but how many cons am I using? So that's the thing. So like right now, like I'm in super light. I'm only in one contract right now, because that's going with this stop, right? Because if I have this stop right here and I have one micro, that's $130 stop, right? And that's usually what I like to do for Asia. You know, I don't go nuts. I don't go nuts. So like $130 stop, right? For, you know, if we run it up here to these equal highs, that's, you know, double. That's a 260 point play, or a $260 move. So like if I were to do like the overnight play, I would go break even here probably. I think that would be the place to go break even. I think this would be too early. I think here I might as well just take profit there. But then here's the thing, like if I do go for the scalp, like I would have added more here because this is a much smaller stop. I probably would have had like 3 micros. So because like the thing is, you know, like I do think we will get here. You know, I do like this. I do like this right here, tapped into this 4-hour gap and then just wicked, just launched, right? Pulled back, right? Do we try to break this high here? You know, you can see, you know, we have lower high, lower high, lower high, right? Do we break this, right? If we break it and we start taking all this out, yeah, like, you know, that's a pretty good play. But right now I don't know which one I want to do. Both are, I'm fine with both. It's just which one do I want to do? Because both of the plays are here. You know, the little scalp is here, which this is the one that so I'm sized in for the bigger one right now. You know, if I had the smaller play, so I don't know, you know, like I'll kind of react off price. Like as of right now, I'm thinking what I will do is I'm thinking I'll go break even here at this. I think I'll go break even here, and then if it's just having tons of trouble, then I'll just get out. But then if I see it just start soaring past this, okay, then I'll kind of stay in and try to trail it. I think that's what I'll do. But right now my stop is sized for the big overnight stop. So a little bit like I am bullish, you know, I am bullish. It's just, you know, with this delivery, you know, I don't know. Would I actually hold overnight? I don't know. You know, I don't know. I mean, like ideally, we kind of just fly up there during, you know, the next hour. You know, like I don't think that'll happen, but 125 points, Asia. Yeah, I mean, like I don't usually hold overnight either. I could see it hitting the like that's a pretty good draw. Not gonna lie, like that's a pretty good draw up there. You know, this is good shape. And what I really liked is we tapped into this 4-hour gap and then just launched. And then what did we do? You know, what did we do after we launched? What did we do, guys? Oh wait, wrong tool. We rebalanced. Right here. Look at that. Boom. Pulled back here into discount. Had this big imbalance, this big displacement imbalance. Inverse that. Pulled back into this 5-minute gap right here. Pulled back into this 5-minute gap, inversion right there, right? Even there's even bullish estimate. Is there? No, it's not. Never mind. So yeah, I don't know. You know, like either one of these could work. You know, there's the little 0.7R scalp, you know, 0.7R compound. You know, if you really wanted to, you could, like, you know, scalp it up to that. But right now, I'm only sized in with 1 micro. So with that 1 micro size, you know, my stop is it's down here in this area. I'm actually in a little bit lower somehow. Where's my actual entry? 425. 425.50 is my exact entry. Right there. Yeah, there we go. So you know, we'll see. We'll see. So like the thing is, like with delivery, you know, with delivery being so bad, like I want to give it room. You know, I want to give it room to do its thing. When delivery is great, you can have tighter stops, but when delivery is bad, you really got to have a bigger stop. You know, so for example, like today's AM session, you know, like we knew delivery was gonna be bad, and I should have had a wider stop, but I didn't. Because our bias was great. Our bias was spot on. Right here, I took this inversion right here. So I took this inversion, and I was gonna run it up to my first take profit was this high, pretty much. Was this high, right? So I had something. Let's see, I did get in a little bit on the pullback. So it was like this. And my first take profit was right there. Yeah, so first take profit was right there. Then I was gonna try to run it up there for the rest. But you know, this, you can see price came down. You can see that delivery was horrible, right? This morning, price came down, tapped my stop, just wicked it actually, and then ripped up. And you know, hit targets. Over here, all over here, because delivery, like we had the right idea. We had the right idea, but delivery is just garbage. So if I would have just put my stop at that low, yeah, I mean, it would have worked. And then like obviously like right after, we did catch another win, or well, we did catch a win right after. I believe it was like, I want to say it was off like something like this, something like that. Yeah, something like that. And then that one, I did put my stop at that low, there. So I did do that, and you know, that was just like a tiny little scalp. I did not want to hold that, but our original play, if we would have just put our stop at the low, we would have won there. So you know, here, you know, with that bigger stop, you know, we're giving it room to do its thing. You know, let me change the song. I really gotta take this song out of the playlist. There we go. So, you know, I don't know. We'll see. I'm just gonna react. I'm just gonna react. And when we get up here, if we just instantly start, like, you know, just hard rejection, like I'll tap out. But I'll go break even here, just to be safe. I'll go break even here. Then I'll let it try to run. Right. I'll let it try to go up there because I only have 1 micro. You know, I'm sized in with a stop down here at, oops, you know, it's let me go check it actually. Yeah, it's a $110 stop. You know, that's really all I want to do during Asia. So, you know, I only have 1 micro right now. So it's not like, okay, like take half off here and then, you know, go the rest break even. It's like I got 1 contract. So you know, it would be funny if like we're talking about like where to take profit and all this stuff, but then like we don't even hit profit at all. We just flip. It just goes down, hit stop. Now I'll probably like what I'll do is I'll go break even here, I'll go break even here, and then I'll see how it reacts. If I see us just pushing through it, then I'll just hold it break even. If I start seeing it just getting halted there, then I'll tap out. So that's probably what I'll do. By the way, this morning we did give away a free Apex account in the Discord during the live stream. I'll be doing giveaways every week from now on, for at least for the next like 6 weeks, month and a half, 2 months. So but yeah, right now just chilling. Just chilling in this trade. Just chilling. Like I said, delivery is pretty bad. So with bad delivery, you really want to have kind of bigger stops. And just kind of secure it kind of fast, I guess. I mean, like there's more than one way to go about it. There's like the one where, okay, obviously like have like a bigger stop, but two, kind of secure it fast, like go to break even, because it could flip on you any second. Or if you're really, really, really confident in the move, don't go to break even fast, because that price is just gonna chop just like this, and then finally get to your target. So then it could just go up, then hit your break even, and then continue higher, right? So there's kind of two ways of looking at it, right? It's just like, which one do you want to do? Like I don't think there's a bad, like I don't think there's a wrong way to do it. Like I think both of those options are good. It's just kind of which one, which one do you want to do, right? Do you want to be safe, or do you want to kind of try to go for a little bit more profit? They both have trade-offs. So we have completely halted out right here, guys. We have completely halted out. Yeah, so I'm going to try to go break even here. And then I'm going to react. I'm going to see what price does once we get there. And yeah. Barcode on the 5. Yeah, I know. It's looking ugly right here on the 5. It's looking ugly. But I will keep my stop here. I'll go break even at this point right here. And then I'll just kind of let it run. I'll probably honestly just trail it all the way up here. I'll try to. I probably won't get all the way up there, but I'll do my best. That is if we continue higher. So we do have this 1 minute gap that we formed right here. This is another 1 minute gap. I'll make this one blue just so we can kind of see it. Like that. There we go. So we are holding that. So we want to see this gap hold, and we want to see that push higher. We do have equal highs right here, right? So we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I mean, if we go back and we look at delivery today, like we were bullish, right? We were bullish to kind of this area over here. It got there. It definitely got there, but just after just torture. I mean, imagine holding a long from right here through all of this to get to there. I mean, like that's gotta be hard, you know. All right, so coming back into that area, I'll keep my bigger stop, you know. I'll keep my bigger stop because we do have the, you know, bad delivery. Still, I only got one MNQ, so that's perfect sizing for this size of stop. And then, yeah, you know, we'll go break even here, and then we'll try to, you know, at least get it to this over here. You know, if we start just absolutely ripping, you know, we'll aim for this. So what are we doing here? We are taking out this low. Yeah, so we're taking out this low right here. Let me move this to the side. Yep, so taking out this low right here. We want to see this thing kind of just hold this gap and then push higher off of that after we took out that low. ES is pushing down as well. Oh, so by the way, for all of the traders that used to use my orb indicator, the opening range, it's coming back on to the market on the library here for TradingView. So, but it's better this time. So right now, it's one second. Here we go. It's this one here. Yeah. So it's orb plus fair value gaps, right? So you can use, so it'll draw fair value gaps around the low or around the high of the opening range. So you can use these gaps for inversions, or you can use them for taps, you know, continuations to go higher, right? So there's like that day right there, right? Here's this day, obviously, you know, breaking out. This day, got all the gaps, right? Bouncing off them, pushing off them. And we inverse two gaps right here, right? Pretty strong push, and so on, right? So just kind of, you know, it gives the trader like a lot of freedom to use it how they want. Now, these gaps right here, we actually took a long here off an inversion. It was on a 2-minute last week. But yeah, yep. So, you know, like here's just a range day right here. So, yeah, that's coming back on the market pretty soon. But anyways, so right here, what we want to see is we want to see these gaps get inversed. All right, so what happened? What happened here? We took out this low, still inside this one, or this 5. Is this a 5-minute gap? What is this? Oh, this is a 5-minute gap actually. Okay. Yeah, so we have this 5-minute gap right here. Took out that low. Looks like we are trying to push through here. You know, we want to see a nice buy sequence continuing this. So delivery is probably going to be rough. It's probably going to be a rough ride up here, you know, into here. So we're just going to kind of let it do its thing, right? So, yeah. So, are you guys bullish? Are you guys bearish? What's your analysis, guys? What's everyone's analysis? Francis says no clue. Nice, very nice. Victor, what's up, Victor? If you guys go look at the like at the 1 hour, look at how ugly this 1 hour is right here. Look at how ugly this 1 hour is. Look at this. I mean, how does one trade this? Like, you know, that's nuts. That's nuts. We do have 3 minutes till the new candle closes. I would like to see this candle push. I'd like to see it push higher, close bullish. That would be nice. 4 hour. We got an hour left on this candle. You know, again, you know, like if you're looking at the 4 hour, it's bullish. You know, we're holding in this gap. We wicked into this gap twice. Wicked, you know, closed all the way back up here above the CE. You know. So like this is bullish. Like I'm bullish here. I don't know how delivery is gonna be, but let's get the 18 likes. Yeah. Let's do it. You guys heard Ryan. 18 likes. 18 likes. Any trades? I'm currently in a trade right now. I'm in a pretty big. It's actually a pretty big trade. Pretty good size stop. I'm in this right here. Tomorrow during New York AM, I'll probably only trade like evals. Just because delivery is probably gonna be garbage again. Maybe I'll wait till like, I don't know, like 2 p.m. Eastern tomorrow to, you know, maybe trade some fundeds. Because I did notice that today price action did get good around that time. Kind of those last 2 hours of market open. But yeah, tomorrow New York AM, I'll probably only do evals. Thursday we actually do have some red folder news. So delivery might actually be kind of decent on Thursday. We have unemployment claims, and I think we have something else too. But yeah, Thursday should be the best day of the week. You know, regarding, you know, delivery, you know. So I'm just gonna take it light until then. You know, I was kind of talking about it on stream this morning, saying that, you know, it's like the market's not always just like the conditions aren't always just great, and like that's something that I had to learn, because I would have, like, throughout the years I would have strategies and they would work, like they would crush it for like a month and a half, 2 months, and then all of a sudden I would take the exact same trades, and it would just lose, right? I'm like, what is going on here, right? Like, you know, it's different, right? Like I'm trading the same thing, but the market's not doing it. And that's mainly because delivery just was not there, right? So it's really important. It's almost like a sport, you know. For example, like in hockey, right? When you go on the power play, you gain an extra guy, so then you could be a little bit more offensive, right? But then when you go on the penalty kill, you lose a guy, so you have to be more defensive, right? So it's kind of like the same thing with the market. Right, you can't always just be risk on, you know, full offense all the time. You can't, right? Sometimes you have to preserve capital and play defense, either by staying out of the market or by, okay, guys, price is ripping here. So maybe we take out this low right here, and then we, you know, completely inverse off that. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. But anyways. So you know it's kind of go Canes, yeah, they got a chance, they got a chance, but yeah, so you know you can't just be full risk on all the time, and like I used to think that, well, I would like to think that, right? I would always like to think, okay, like I can go into the market every single day and make money every single week. No, like some weeks you have to be on defense. You know, you have to either just not trade live, you know, maybe trade evals, maybe trade half size, right? Maybe kind of change up when you trade, things like that. So it's not always just risk on. Like that's something that's huge. That can turn you from being, break even to unprofitable to profitable, because like you need to know when to do that. And it's very hard for traders, because traders always like to be trading because they think that's what brings them money, which is true to an extent, right? Trading when you have good delivery. When you don't have good delivery and you're still trading full size, just like regular, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be very, very tough. Right, so like here, I still have 1 micro. I'm only risking $110 here. I'm gonna try to get at least 57 points out of this. Pretty much a 1R. Like I'll go break even here. If I see it getting halted, yeah, I'll tap out. But I would like to see this up here. So what happened here? So we had a pretty nice little sell-off. We do have a gap. We do have a gap right here. I can actually go turn this thing on. So you can see all the gaps. We do have 2 1-minute gaps right here. Would you guys be interested in me releasing this indicator? I was kind of talking about it. I don't know if it was yesterday on Asia or New York, but it draws fair value gaps. It draws every fair value gap. So, it draws a lot. Not gonna like you can see it draws a lot of fair value gaps. So would you guys be interested in something like this? Because like I could publish it. It's just I don't know if people would use it just because it draws so many. But like you can see, like if you don't really want to go through and draw all the gaps, like you can it'll draw them for you. And like I can make it look better too. So it says like fair value gap inside it or whatever. Have like a CE inside. But you can quickly turn it on and look, see, okay, we got 2 gaps here, price inverse both of them. If we continue, if we get a nice strong closure here, we do have another gap that we're inversing right here. This could be a really nice buy sequence. But see how this price delivery, see how this delivery is so bad, because we're I'm still bullish, I'm still bullish here, and I'm not saying this is going to happen, but I'm saying, we kind of, we're just like, where do we get in this trade? We got in this trade right here, right? What price do? Came all the way back down here, right? This thing might just slowly just kind of, may just do this, just something like that, and just grind its way up there. It might do something like that. It might do something like this too, where it just absolutely falls out of bed. It might do that, and that's fine. That's fine. Like I like this setup. I'm fine with, putting risk on for this setup. It's not a lot of risk, but I'm fine if we lose. It's no big deal. But see how delivery is just horrible, right? So that's why you have to give this, a bigger stop, in these types of market conditions. So if we look at the 5-minute, this is just a crazy wick. Just a crazy tapped into that. So if we can see this next 5-minute just absolutely just rip, close above this high, that would be huge. And then just continue the buy sequence. I want to see a buy sequence as good as this sell sequence that we had last night. Like wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be great right there? And if we go to the 15-minute, right here, what do we have? 2 15-minute gaps, right? So we got 2 15-minute gaps right here. You can kind of combine them both, right? And what does that give you, right? That's rejection, right? So that's kind of our target. That's kind of our first kind of main target, right? I would like to at least hit that gap. If I see us just soaring through this, then yeah, we'll probably look for this high or this gap fill, right? Or we're gonna try to trail it, but yeah, would you guys be interested in that fair value gap indicator? It draws a lot of gaps, but that's because there are a lot of gaps, so you like what I like to use it for is sometimes if I just want to quickly just kind of, scan the chart, just turn it on. Like I don't leave it on all the time. Just turn it on. Like, okay, yeah, we have 2 gaps right here. Go to the 1 hour. There's your 1 hour gap, right? You can easily see it. You can easily see the gaps here. Okay, so I mean, pretty solid buy sequence. Pretty solid buy sequence here. For all the people that have just joined in, I am long. I am long right here. This is the trade, right? We're looking for something like this, or break evens, kind of this area right here. So, yeah. A pretty nice buy sequence here. I want to see it continue. I want to see a buy sequence like last night. Like this. This is a great sell sequence. I want to see the buy sequence just like that. Oh, by the way, guys, tonight is the final night of 80% off Apex. So you can use code GC Trading. GC Trading will always get you the best discount. Yeah, tonight's the final night for 80% Apex. So if you guys want to get some accounts, feel free. Looks like we are kind of pulling back just a tad. Yeah, so here's just a sneak peek at the orb indicator. So, it draws orb, obviously, right? This would have been really nice. I was actually so I was a little bit busy during this, but this right here was so nice. Did anyone catch this? So we tapped in that 4 hour gap, but right before we had accumulation, manipulation, and then we had this insane buy sequence right here. Did anyone happen to catch this trade? Because this trade was amazing. If anyone would have caught just like a piece of this. This is textbook. 4 hour gap, insane buy sequence, inversions, right? That's a textbook play right there. But yeah, so anyways, so here's kind of a sneak peek at the opening range indicator. So yeah, if you go down here, first here's your opening range time. You can change all that. You can change the colors, and then here's the fair value gap settings. So you can go change the colors of the gaps. So if you want red, right? if you want red gaps, boom. If you want to change the color of the text, you can do that, right? If you want to extend, let me reset it. If you want, actually, yeah. So then if you want to extend the length of the gaps, or if you want to shrink the length, let's extend it 20. You can extend them, right? You can do 10, you can do 5, you can do 1. So it just kind of highlights the box, right? You can do whatever you want. You can do 0, let's go back to 20, right? So text as well, right? Auto, you could do tiny, you could do small, whatever you want, right? Or if you don't want text at all, just simply turn the opacity down to nothing, and there you go, right? So it's very customizable. It's very loose. It does give you a lot of freedom. So yeah, let's check the 5. I'm liking the 5. I'm liking the 5 right here. I want to see a continuation off this super strong wick. You can see we kind of built up this this low resistance, right? The indicator, it's not out yet. It's not out yet. I'll probably publish it tomorrow right after stream, right after the New York AM stream. Probably tomorrow morning. So the next giveaway that we'll do will probably be like, I don't know, probably like maybe next Monday or Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. I'd probably do Tuesday, honestly. I'd probably do Tuesday. Maybe Monday, so then people can like, use the account throughout that week. Yeah, maybe we'll do Monday. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Is anyone in this trade? Is anyone in long right now? This price action makes Victor sleepy. Go to bed, Victor. Go to bed. Yeah, no, this price action is horrible. It's pretty bad. It's very bad. Oh, what's up, Grogs? Grogs is in here. Francis is in. Victor's in. Awesome. I mean, like, it's a good setup. It's a good setup. I'm bullish. I think we'll get up there. It's not guaranteed, obviously. With delivery. With delivery being so bad, let's see what we actually, see what actually happens. Like I said, when delivery's bad, you got to play defense. You have to play defense when delivery's bad. If you're always risk on playing offense every single day, every single week, even when delivery's bad, it's not gonna happen. You will get destroyed. You have to know. So for example, like if we had a week full of for example, like the last 4 to 6 weeks have been, pretty good for my personal trading. Pretty good, like little small hiccups here and there, obviously, but for the most part, it's been pretty solid, and that's because we've had quite a bit of news throughout the past, month and a half, right? Now this week we only have red folder news on Thursday, so that's kind of why this delivery's bad, Next week we have a little bit more news, so it might be a little bit better. We'll see. But yeah, price might just do this. And then it might just kind of do this. Then boom. And this. This, right? That's probably what it'll do. Right, so like I said, I have one micro. I got one micro. I'm not doing anything crazy. My stop is down here, right? My target is up here. I'll honestly probably take just right at that gap, but this is what you get with bad delivery. Bad delivery, you gotta have bigger stops. Yeah, I do. It's I guess pretty much like a 1-to-1, 53 point stop or 57 points target. It's a 1-to-1. But like I said, since delivery's bad, I want to have a bigger stop. Cuz today, like this morning right here, I should have had a bigger stop. I should have known. I kept saying price or delivery is bad, but I got long here and I have my stop here, which is where I usually have my stop. But knowing that price that delivery is bad, probably should have put it at the low. Probably should have given up just that extra little bit of risk to reward for that, to have that better kind of risk to reward. So, or to have that higher chance, the higher probability. We did end up getting just a tiny little scalp off this inversion right here. Again, we had to hold through some drawdown right here, but we eventually got that. But yeah, right now, Like, this is my play. So you know, I'm trying to play defense here. Trying to play defense. When we do have weeks where we have, you know, tons of news, you know, 8:30 news, 10 a.m. news, then yeah, like at that point we can go a little bit more risk on. You know, we're on the power play, right? We're on the power play. But right now, we're on the penalty kill. That's how I like to think of it. Smaller size, a little bit bigger stops. Robert, what's up? What's up? Took 2 L's today. Robert says took 2 L's. Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, I've been saying it. People are really tired of me saying it, but the, you know, delivery's been garbage. All right, that's the final time I'll talk about delivery. That's it. I'm not saying that word again on this stream. I'll wait till tomorrow morning. Yep. I'll hop off here in like 10 minutes. You know, I'm obviously still gonna have the trade running. Obviously still gonna have this trade going. But I'll hop off here in like 10 minutes. I'll go make some food. Keep you guys updated in the chat. There we go, guys. There we go. The magnet. The magnet's gonna bring price. It's gonna bring price up there. You know, last night we actually did get 2 little scalps. They weren't anything crazy, but we did get just 2 little scalps. So let's see what happened here. Let's kind of analyze. Let's kind of reanalyze what's going on here. So, you know, we're obviously in longs, right? Price is coming back down into this gap. So off this 5-minute gap, right? Off this 5-minute gap right here, price absolutely ripped up, insane buy sequence, and then it just died. Just died right here. We actually put in, we actually put in equal highs, like to the tick. We put in equal highs here on NQ. Let's check ES. ES a little bit lower, there. So I mean, like we have multiple equal highs here. You know, we got equal highs right here. We had equal highs right here. And then we have equal highs all the way up here. You know, these are relative equal highs, but so, you know, price is back here. I'm kind of thinking we take out this gap and then just, I'm kind of thinking that's what we do. I'm thinking we take out this sell side right here. Take out the sell side. And then I think we flip. If I was like risk on, I would honestly probably like look for this and then get that inversion. And I'll probably kind of get fully sized there, but I don't want to do that right now. You know, I'm light right now, so I'll stick with my $100 stop, $110 stop. You know, at that point, our average would be like, you know, something like that, maybe. Honestly, it'll probably be like that actually. But yeah, so this sell side will probably get taken. It'll probably get taken here. So we had this buy sequence, right? Really strong buy sequence. Sell sequence was just as strong right here, right? So you know that's not a like we're kind of just chopping, you know, we're kind of just ranging here. Sell sequence, buy sequence, sell sequence, buy sequence, right? So we're kind of just in this area right here. So what will probably happen if, you know, if we don't just rip down and hit our stop, what'll probably happen is we'll probably do something like this and then go up, right? Like I just don't want to see this and then, you know, that, right? Like I want to see this area hold. I want to see this kind of, you know, here, let's go to the 5, probably have a gap there. No, not really. Yeah, so taking out that sell side, we want to see it start flipping pretty soon here. You know, I like what I don't like is this right here. You know, we had this really nice buy sequence and then just you know, completely flipped. Just completely flipped. So yeah, that's not so hot. We're taking out sell side right now. We want to see us kind of start doing this. That's what we want to see. It's going to be hard to reverse this sell sequence. Like we're going to need some strength here. Maybe if we buy with all of our simulated funded Apex accounts, maybe we can push the market, guys. ES took it out as well. You know, we still kind of have this right here. You know, I still like the shape. You know, I still like this shape right here. I just hope we don't just kind of tag us and then go, which, you know, that's a possibility. That's definitely a possibility. But I like this shape right here. I think we will kind of, you know, roll over, push up. You know, I'm completely fine with the amount of risk that I have in this trade. Completely fine with it. It's a good trade. I'm not upset. I'm not regretting taking this trade. It's a good trade. Completely fine. If we win, we win. If we lose, we lose. On to the next. On to the next. Here, let's hear what the chat has to say. Do you guys think we will win this trade or lose this trade? What are you guys thinking here? Win? We'll chop here forever. We'll wake up tomorrow morning, hop on the New York AM stream in the Discord, and we'll still be in this trade. That would be hilarious. That would be so funny. That would be so funny. I actually hope that happens. That would be funny. Kind of consolidating down here, just accumulating. How's the hourly looking? We do have a new 4-hour candle in 30 minutes, so this is so ugly. This hourly is so ugly right here. I like how he tapped in here though. I like how he tapped in here. We have low resistance liquidity right here. I think we'll take it out. I think we'll take it out. But that does not mean we can't come down here and put in another wick. That can happen. We can come down here, tap into this, and do that. I like that could happen. We can't predict the future. The only thing we see is our model. So but yeah, for the rest of this week, maybe on Thursday I'll use a little bit more size, but for the rest of this week, I'm going half size, if not less. In defense mode right here. My half size, it depends. It depends during the session and the account. But half size is usually for New York, half size is about $100 in general. I don't go, about $100 stop loss. Per account, obviously. All right, guys, I think I'm going to hop off here. I'm going to go make some food. I'm still in this trade, right? If we win, or lose, I'll let you guys know in the chat in the Discord. But yeah, again, tonight's the final night for 80% off Apex. You can use code GC Trading, and yeah, I'll be live tomorrow morning during New York AM 9:30 a.m. Eastern. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you tomorrow.